Welcome everyone to ISKCON of Silicon Valley. We are established here around what was the year? 1998. And we've been in various locations. It started in a house in New Jersey Avenue. The deities came up from Los Angeles, and we moved them into a house. And when the neighbors realized that we were holding a temple or a church in a residential neighborhood, which was hard not to see because on Sundays we had quite a few cars, we moved to a storefront on Union Avenue in Campbell. And just after the landlord realized Janmashtami meant something extraordinary, and even in that small place, it was a storefront, and people that were coming for a haircut or a pizza would walk through this tiny little strip mall that only had 6 stores in it, and ours was 1. They could see the deities through the window, and oftentimes people would stop to take darshan of Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan. After our landlord asked us to leave after a couple of years, we moved to a commercial building in an unincorporated area, San Jose. And nobody cared because it was unincorporated. But we had a horrible landlord. Although we did somehow or other stay there for 7 years. And we moved here on Ram Navami in what year? 2013. And now we're in the process of expanding and looking for other locations. We've been very active at that. We just probably need a little extra help, around $20 million or something, which is not out of the question. It's just a matter of being focused. But we're happy here because we're able to take care of the needs of many in the community locally, and some come from further distance. But what's the real need? The real need is that although we live in a state that if it was a country would be around number 3 or 4 in the world. It's a quite opulent state. It doesn't get much better than Los Altos Hills, which we just drove through in a circuitous route coming from San Francisco. Mukaravinda's GPS took us on the scenic route to avoid traffic, I suppose. And it's quite an opulent place, the Bay Area. However, people aren't satisfied. There's a sense of want in the hearts of most people, and it doesn't matter, as it's not fulfillable in the material world at all. Whether we move to a higher planetary system where things are heavenly, or on this planet, wherever we set up shop, we still have the same basic needs to be fulfilled, which have to do with our connection with Krishna. So the Krishna consciousness movement really is meant to fulfill the real desire called Abhishtadoham of the soul, to be in contact with Krishna 24 hours a day. It's mentioned that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the most recent inaugurator of the Krishna consciousness movement after it had been somewhat dormant. He appeared over 500 years ago. And his appearance was predicted in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Karabhajana Muni mentions in his teachings, Deyam Sada Paribhavagnam Abhishtadoham, that when the Lord appears, Deyam Sada, he's fit to be meditated upon. We have many objects to meditate upon because we're humans. We have eyes and ears and we have free will. And therefore, we may gravitate to any scene or to any object of meditation. But in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Direct your attention to me. And the Srimad Bhagavatam says, Deyam sada paribhavagnyam abhishtadoham. If you direct your meditation, dhyayam comes from the root word in Sanskrit, ti, which means to absorb one's consciousness somewhere. So most places you can't keep your consciousness fully absorbed for very long because either the object changes or we feel restless after some time. But Bhajan Muni says, Dhyayam sada. You can fix your attention on Krishna unlimitedly and without stoppage. Paribhavagnam. And when we do that, says Karabhajana, Gnam means to vanquish something, and paribhava means the embarrassments of the material world. As spiritual beings in material bodies, it's an embarrassing situation. Just the idea of death thwarting all of our plans and taking away whatever wealth and associates we've accumulated over time is a daunting thought. And we resist that. Paribhavagnam means when we meditate on Krishna, we give our attention to him fully. That anxiety, that embarrassment of being connected to the material world is vanquished. Paribhavagnam. What's more, not just vanquishing the miseries of material life, but abhishtadoham. Abhishtadoham means that we have a desire to be fulfilled. But it's not the temporary kinds of desires that are generated by us trying to connect with the sense objects of the world. After all, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Yehi samsparchacha bhoga dukkayonaya evate adyantavanta konteya nateshu ramate buddha. A person who's become relatively intelligent doesn't endeavor to connect with the sense objects in this material world for sense gratification, because such a connection leads only to misery. However, if one connects one's senses to Krishna, it fulfills the innermost desire of the living being, the soul's desire to be happy. Abhishtadoham. And therefore, the appearance days like today, which is the advent of Lord Narasimhadeva. The devotees have been here since early this morning, from about 3:30 a.m. The first service was at 4:30 a.m. And devotees have been all over the Bay Area engaged in chanting Krishna's names and offering things to Lord Narasimhadeva. And they feel happy. The appearance days, like Nrsimha Chaturdashi, give an opportunity for us to remember what's most important in life, and that is bringing our attention to Krishna. Otherwise, we may be lulled by the momentum of our lives or the rhythm that we're engaged in our work, in our relationships. It's elusive how fast life goes by, especially if we're not paying attention. And the Srimad Bhagavatam says, Labvam sadurlabhamidam bahusambhavante manushya martadam anityam apihadira. Beware, because, it says, life is very temporary. But you have a great opportunity in the human form of life to take advantage of the process of devotional service. You can always get sense gratification in any other species of life. All the animals have it naturally provided. But in the human form of life, we have the greatest opportunity. Labvam sudurlabham. It's rare to get a human form. Sudurlabham. You don't get it very easily. Bahu sambhavanti. It comes only ante, after many different bodies, attaining them and then giving them up again. Manusham. To get the manusham, which means a human body, artadam. It's so valuable. Anityam, it is temporary like other bodies, but you can attain the highest value in the human form of life. We need excuses for that. To break away from the orbit of our lives, we're given opportunities like these days. That's why many of you came here today on a Thursday. Otherwise, if we interview you about your normal schedule on Thursday, you might be otherwise occupied. I happen to know some people who canceled their normal scheduled programs on a Thursday. School, work, so on. They either called in sick, which is part of our tradition from Sanatana Goswami onward, or they arranged ahead of time to make sure that they were here for this. So the benefit is that we have someone to show up for. Krishna consciousness is personal. Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita says, Ishvara sarva bhutanam hridaya sharjuna tishtiti, brahmayan sarva bhutani yantra rudrani maya. Basically, I'm always with you, Krishna says. There's never a time then we've been without Krishna. That's why he says, Ishvara sarva bhutanam hridaya. I'm there with you in your heart. And despite the fact that we may not be aware of him, he's always aware of us. What's more, he's facilitating every circumstance that we accept in this world. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hridaya sharjuna tishtiti brahmayan sarva bhutani means that living entities are constantly moving. Nobody can stay in one place in this world. If you have a stake in the world, you'll have to give it up at some point, because we're Brahmayan, we're constantly moving. Sarva bhutanam. But for all those living souls, Krishna is fully available. The Upanishads say, Nityo nityanam chaitanas chaitananam eko bahunam yo viditati kaman. Who is that who's fulfilling all our desires? Yo viditati kaman. It means there's one supreme controller who's taking care of all the living entities. We're part and parcel of Krishna. We have the same quality, but not the same quantity. We don't have the same controlling capacity. Krishna is the ultimate controller of everyone, but he's also the supreme supplier for everyone's desires. Saparya gachukram akayam avranam ashnavidam shudram apapavidam kavir manishi paribu swayambur yatat yatyatortam yaradashasvati byasamabhiha. Since a time immemorial, the Lord has been with us as our well-wisher and is fulfilling all of our desires since a time immemorial. However, we may remain ignorant of that fact. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, many souls are asleep to their real identity. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate. And this looks serious. I got to take a look. My God. We're almost finished with the lecture. I better hurry up. Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita says, under the control of the mechanism of the material world, prakriti, kriyamanani, there's a way in which we're forced to go to sleep at night. Even if you have a little insomnia, sooner or later, you're going to be forced to go to sleep. You're forced to breathe. Right now, you can't stop breathing. I mean, you can try, but you won't be able to stop. It's as if we're on a breathing machine. We're being ventilated by a body. Everything about our existence in this material world is complete dependence on the Supreme. However, Krishna says, Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha hankara vimudhatma. Some people foolishly think, no, I'm doing everything. And Krishna says, such a misunderstanding is vimudha, which means very foolish. However, when we are able to discern our real position in this world, Krishna says in the next verse, Tattvavitu mahabaho gunakarma vibhagayo gunayo pidrishnontas tvana. No, I'm sorry. Tattvavitu mahabaho gunakarma vibhagayo. That if somebody's tattvavit, they understand their real position, then they can take advantage of the human form of life to come out of this dependence on material nature and not become independent, but become dependent on Krishna. So congratulations for coming today for Lord Narasimhadeva's divine appearance. Everything gets counted and recorded in Krishna's book. And when you do something sweet like this, to come and see Krishna on the days that he and his various avatars, incarnations, they're all Krishna, but he comes in varieties of forms, then Krishna takes note. So today, Lord Narasimhadeva appeared at dusk. That's why devotees fast until dusk, and we serve out prasadam after that in celebratory mood. And there's a reason that he appeared at dusk. It's because he had a contract. Hiranyakashipu had forced the issue through his adroitness in performing sacrifice and had elicited from Brahma a contract which said that he wouldn't die in the day or night. Well, the Lord tricked him because dusk, and you can look it up, it's not day or night. Twilight is a very different mode. It's in between. It's a liminal state. It's in between night and day. And there were many more items in his contract, which I won't go into now. They're well known. But the Lord was able to circumvent those in order to teach him a lesson and to vanquish him in his way of trying to dominate other living beings, what to speak of his son. The benefit Krishna gives in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam amplifies. I mentioned earlier, manmana bhava mat bhakto. What is the process of Krishna consciousness? It's just to think of Krishna. And the Srimad Bhagavatam then says, whatever way you can think of Krishna is a good way. Of course, the true definition of devotional service is that one should think of Krishna favorably. However, Krishna is so powerful, as I quoted, Saparya Gachu Krama Kayamavranam Ashnaviram Shudham. He's completely pure and purifying, so that even if one thinks of him inimically, one gets benefit. A conclusion that's given in the Srimad Bhagavatam 7th canto leading up to the pastime of Lord Narasimhadeva in this world is Katamopi Navena Syad Panchanam Purusham Prati Tasmat Kenap Yupayena Manat Krishna Niveshayat. It's a concluding verse out of 3 very important verses in the Srimad Bhagavatam 7th canto. And this verse that I just quoted says, somehow or other, one should very seriously consider the form of Krishna. Said, there are 5 ways, panchanam purusham prati, that people remember Krishna. And that takes us back to the first verse of this triplet, which says that kama dvesha bayasnedhad yuyam bhakta vyam bibo. That people think of Krishna, some, out of lust, because he's so beautiful. And they see him and they think, oh, if I could just be with him. Those are the gopis. I won't go into a lot of detail on that. But it says, the verse, that others, they fear Krishna and they think of him constantly. That aligns with Kamsa. Other people are envious of Krishna. That goes with Shishupal and other kings. They fought with Krishna. You can read about it in the Bhagavatam. Others, they thought of Krishna out of family tie, like the Vrishnis, Sambandha Vishnaya Snehad. They had a familial connection with Krishna, so they always thought of him in that way. Like you might think of one of your relatives. If Krishna was one of your relatives, you'd think of him. And Snehad, people like the Pandavas, they had such great affection for Krishna, and Krishna had such affection for them. He used to go and stay in their house. Have you ever had somebody stay in your house? It's an intimate thing. You have to get the house ready. What if Krishna comes and stays in your house? How would that be? That was the Pandavas. And then Narada says, then there are others. He says, the general devotees, all of us, he says, all the general devotees, we remember Krishna by performing devotional service. And devotional service means to think of Krishna. And there are various ways in which we think of Krishna. Prahlad Maharaj, this is a great teacher of bhakti. He's considered one of the Mahajanas, the greatest acharyas, who represent the process of Krishna consciousness, teach it to others, and also represent it by their actions. Mentions 9 processes: Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandhanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. Starting with hearing about Krishna, chanting about Krishna, and then remembering Krishna. Because hearing about him, chanting about him, then leads to remembering Krishna. So Narada says, and for us, the general devotees, we can also think of Krishna. He says that panchanam purusham prati, you should use one of these 5 ways, somehow or other remember Krishna, because he says katamopina vena syad. Vena means, if you know the Bhagavatam a little bit, Vena was also called cruel Vena. He was the son of Anga. Anga was a great king and a pure devotee, but he had a bad son. There was some bad gene in the family. And he got a son that was so bad that he used to kill his playmates for fun. Take him on a play date and throw him over a cliff. Not a nice kid, but he inherited the throne because Anga, he couldn't stand it anymore. He just left and went and took up full-time devotional service. When Vena took over, he declared himself God and told all the brahmanas to stop performing sacrifice because there is no God except for him. So katamopina vena syad means that all these people, even those who were inimical towards Krishna, got the great benefit of going back home, back to Godhead, because somehow or other, even favorably or unfavorably, they were able to think of Krishna. But not Vena. Because he said, there is no Krishna, I'm Krishna. So he couldn't think of him, and other inimical kings like that couldn't. Now, about the favorable and the unfavorable, we're given a warning in the Srimad Bhagavatam itself. Because Narada makes a statement out of a sense of ecstatic love for Krishna. He says, I think that the demons think of Krishna more intensely than I do. because they hate him so much. Have you ever hated somebody so much, or they owed you a lot of money and you just couldn't stop thinking of them because they were gaslighting you and said, no, I don't owe you money, you owe me money. It's like, he says, don't try to think of Krishna unfavorably. He said, that's only for Shishupal. For us, we should cultivate a favorable relationship with Krishna, anukul, favorable. So that's what the Krishna consciousness movement teaches, how to develop a favorable relationship with Krishna. And on the days of Krishna's appearance, coming to his birthday party is one of the ways in which we develop a favorable relationship with him and think of him favorably. What to speak of how he regards us for coming to see him. Now, what if we can't come very frequently? We can take the process of devotional service, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, which means somehow or other try to keep the vibration of Krishna consciousness going, because Katapompi Navena said, Panchanam Purusham Prati Tasmad means therefore, Kenapyupayena Mana Krishna Veshaya. It means somehow or other invent a way to remember Krishna always without forgetting him. That's what's most important. And in fact, in the Vedic Shastras, it is said, out of the many, many millions of rules and regulations, are any of you from India? You may be familiar with smarta regulations, where there's certain well you can use in town, not the other one. You wash the clothes. If you touch them before they're dry, you may have to start over again. Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. However, the Shastra says there's only two rules. One's a do and the other one's don't. And they're there as the standard, and all other rules and regulations you can find in any other Shastra in the world are subservient to these. Do you want to know what they are? Yes. Although you already do. The first one is always remember Krishna. And the second one is never forget Krishna. So we may feel, oh, I can't live in an ashrama. Or maybe I live in a place where it's hard for me to get association. Well, the directive is that one way or another, somehow or other, we should be inventive to always remember Krishna and never forget him. Because those are the two rules that really count. So on Lord Narasimhadeva's appearance day, which is today, and I was only given like 10 minutes to speak today, so this is the end, my friends. It's not? I can't read. This requires an IQ to read. I can't do it. Okay. All right, I'll stop pouting. So, Abhisheks are visceral, viscerally satisfying, as we feel it right in our heart, because, well, I have an anecdotal point I'm going to make right before the Abhishek starts, which was 2 minutes ago. And that is that we have a group called Bhakti Community, where we invite brand new people who have never heard of Krishna, but are interested in spiritual life, and they take a 32-week course of short videos, 10 minutes each, and then we have breakout rooms where they can come and discuss and learn about the Krishna conscious philosophy. We do most of this on Zoom. People from many places around the world. And for some time, we were thinking of how we could introduce that God is a person. And I won't go into all the details of how God's a person, he just is. How do people who have never heard of Krishna or understand the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, who are generally told that the idea of God being a person is something archaic, come to appreciate God's personhood? Well, at some point we had to bring it up. We broached the subject at about lesson number 28, after 28 weeks of beating around the bush, we finally showed about Krishna as a person, especially in his deity form. I'm preaching to the choir literally here. But what we showed in the videos was an Abhishek ceremony that took place in Mayapur called the Maha Abhishek, where thousands of gallons of Ganges water, yogurt, ghee, fruit juices are poured on the deity form and ceremoniously in a way to worship the Lord. It's right there in the scriptures of how to do that. And we were waiting with bated breath to see what people would say after that. And afterwards in the breakout rooms, at least in my room, where there were 7 people, people said, "Why didn't anybody ever tell me God was a person?" Dodged a bullet. They were so enamored of the vision of this Abhishek and the prospect that nobody had ever told them God's a person, although they may say personal, but that's the representative. He is the person, he's not the person. It's hard to understand or actually have an object of meditation that you say, yeah, that is the supreme person. Nobody says that. They say, here's the representative, here's the Messiah, and so forth, but you don't get to see the person because of lack of information. But when the full information's there and the process is there where you can see the person, then you can think of him. So that's what we have now, this great advantage. So with that, let's turn by how many degrees? 90 degrees. Make a 90-degree turn to the right. Otherwise you're be in sad shape for the Abhishek. And we're going to chant for the next few hours. We'll be here for the Abhishekam. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaudavani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasani Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Shri Lakshmi Nrsimhadev ki jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Just in time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Lord Premanande, Hare Krishna, Let's do an experiment and see if we can fit 1,000 more people in here. Just move up a little bit. It's a standard in Kumbh Mela, appearance of Radhakund, Purushottam Mas. Anywhere you go that's worth going, there's going to be more and more people, unless people don't know about it. See? Plenty of room. Please come in, everybody. Make yourselves at home. We're celebrating today Nrsimha Chaturdashi, which is the appearance day of Lord Narasimhadeva. If somebody can help, their Radhakripa Prabhu is over here. He's our Radhakripa. Just make sure everyone gets in harmoniously and has a comfortable place to sit. We're celebrating the appearance day of Krishna in his form as Narasimhadeva. Nri means human, Singha means lion. So Krishna comes as half man, half lion incarnation. He's revered all over the world. In fact, we know from the Brahma Samhita, Yat Pada Pallava Yugam Vinidaya Kumbha Dvanve Pranama Samayesa Ganadi Raja Vignan Vinhantum Alamasya Jakata Yasya Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. In the Brahma Samhita, Lord Brahma says, Ganesh, who here knows Ganesh? Who has a Ganesh on their dashboard of their car? Keep your hands up. So, Ganesh, Vigna Vinashana, he destroys obstacles. But Brahma, in commenting on him, said, how does he do that? Well, it just so happens that cute Ganesh has tumuli protruding from his elephant head, and he keeps those tightly under the lotus feet of Lord Narasimhadeva. Lord Narasimhadeva vanquishes all obstacles in the lives of devotees. In fact, we have a prayer from the fifth canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, in which it's mentioned that the devotees pray to the Lord that he might use his sharp nails that he tore the chest of Hiranyakashipu asunder with, to tear from their own hearts any unwanted desires. This is quite a risky thing to ask, isn't it? That please use your thunderbolt-like teeth and your nails to please take from my heart anything that's unwanted in your service. Would anybody like to make that prayer? I will just say the Sanskrit to it. If you want to put it up. Om Namo Bhagavate Narasimha. Maybe I'll say it and then you repeat. Om Namo Bhagavate Narasimhaya. Namastejas Tejase Avir Bhava Vajranaka Vajradamstra Kamashayan Randaya Tamo Grasa Om Swaha Abhayam Atmani Bhuishta. Get ready. Om Shraum. That's the Bij mantra for Lord Narasimhadeva. Sounds ferocious, doesn't it? Om Shraum. And here it says, please destroy with your sharp teeth and nails that are just like thunderbolts, Vajra Naka Vajradamstra, the demon-like desires in my heart for material enjoyment. There's a way in which the pure soul comes in contact with material nature due to misuse of independence and gets implicated. Bhagavatam puts it in many ways. It talks about a merchant or a wannabe merchant going into the forest to try to find wealth. Rather than find wealth, he ends up getting lost. And in the forest, he meets with misfortune in more ways than one might count. He falls in ditches with stickers. He encounters violent people who rob him. And there he suffers because of his excursion to try to find independent wealth in the forest. This is not a doctrine against entrepreneurialism. It's an analogy that the soul wanders away from the real guardian, which is Krishna, and tries to make it on his own, her own, in the material world. So the forest is called the forest of material enjoyment. And there, separated from Krishna, there's only suffering. There's no happiness at all. In fact, Prahlad Maharaj says in his prayers, not his prayers, but his teachings to his schoolmates, he took every opportunity when the teacher would go out of the classroom to gather his fellow students around him and give instruction that might benefit them, because he felt that they should use their lives for Krishna consciousness from the very beginning. And he told them that the moment one starts thinking about how to be happy in the world is the very moment that one begins to suffer. Because the human body only avails us as much happiness as we deserve, but we deserve distress and happiness, and both of those are superfluous to our real nature. So Prahlad Maharaj recommended that instead of trying to find more happiness in the material world and venturing out into a very confusing environment where we become covered and forget our real nature and where we suffer, then utilize your life specifically to think of me. So the spiritual process that he mentions begins with Shravanam, which means to hear. And then Kirtanam, which means to repeat what you've heard. Then comes Vishnu Smaranam, which means then you'll be able to remember God. Sound vibration is so powerful, it is said in modern physics by some who study it, that the world is a tapestry of sound vibration. In fact, things are held together by waves, and these are waves of sound. This is congruent with the Vedic teaching, Anavriti Shabdat. Not only does everything come from sound vibration, but by sound, one may be bound more and more tightly to the material world, or by sound, one may be liberated. Anavriti Shabdat. Just by the right kind of sound, one can come to one's full consciousness. And it is mentioned in the Sri Brahma Samhita, which I quoted from earlier. Prabhude Jnana Bhakti Vyam Atmayananda Chinmayi Udetyunattama Bhaktir Bhagavat Prema Lakshana. Says there in the Brahma Samhita that the pure spiritual experience is excited by means of cognition and service, bhakti. Super excellent love of Godhead, characterized by prema, love for Krishna, the Supreme Personality, is awakened, and he's the beloved of all souls. Think of what this means. As the Shastra says, we are eternally servants of Krishna, and we have a propensity to love him very deeply. When we avert our love from Krishna and connect to other objects of our attention, we lose our prime interest in life. But by a little stimulation from the pure sound vibration that comes from the spiritual stratum, Prabhude Jnana Bhaktivyam Atmayananda Chinmayi Udetyunitama Bhaktir Bhagavat Prema Lakshana, means that one can stimulate one's original interest in Krishna by two things. One thing is by learning about Krishna. One can learn about Krishna handily from reading the Bhagavad Gita. Oftentimes, people miss it because they think, I already know the Bhagavad Gita. In fact, sometimes people miss the Ganges. How could you miss the Ganges? Especially if you live on the bank of the Ganges. And Krishna says in the 11th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam to his dear devotee Uddhava that sometimes sadhus who live on the Ganges go elsewhere to take a bath because they say, well, that's just the Ganges. Similarly, one might miss the Bhagavad Gita by thinking, well, it's the Bhagavad Gita. Maybe I need something else, like TED Talks, or TikTok, or IG. Maybe someone out there has a shortcut, but there is no greater shortcut. The Bhagavad Gita is the summary. It's called the Gita Upanishad of all the most important points from the Upanishads. And the Upanishads are a summary of all the Vedic literatures. How could you get any more concentrated information? Prabhude, by hearing it, Jnana Bhaktivyam. You get crystal clear knowledge that excites your feeling of love for Krishna. Prabhude Jnana Bhaktivyam Atmayananda Chinmayi. And by service, by doing a little service for Krishna, if you practice karma and you make a little mistake in your ritual, as we know from the Srimad Bhagavatam with Vishvarup, he tried to get Indra, we tried to get a demon that would kill Indra, Vishvarup's father. He tried to get a demon that would kill Indra, but he made a mistake in his utterance of the mantra, and instead he got a demon that would be killed by Indra. Got to make sure you pronounce it properly when you're doing a karmic activity. Big mistake, reversal. That's karma. And jnana, one tries to opt out of the material world and not be involved in anything. And in jnana and avoiding the material world, the Bhagavatam says, Aruya Krishnena Parampadam Tata. It's a lot of hard work to try to cut oneself off from the material world. And it says, Patantyada, you'll fall back down again anyway, because your nature is to enjoy the material world. Atmayananda Chinmayi. We want happiness and bliss and activity. Therefore, the path of bhakti is so nice that if you do a little service to Krishna, Neha Bikramana Shosti Pratyavayo Navidyate Swalpam Apyasidharmasya Traiteye Mahato Bayat. Even if it's a tiny bit, Krishna never forgets it. And he introduces us to more and more favorable circumstances so we can serve him. So super excellent bhakti is awakened by this process of devotional service. And it's the essence of the teachings of this Leela of Lord Narasimhadeva appearing, because we're introduced through this Leela to Prahlad Maharaj. And Prahlad Maharaj is the quintessential devotee. If we just aspire to be like him, find out what he said and what he did, and remember Prahlad Maharaj. In fact, it's mentioned in this section of the Srimad Bhagavatam that one of the reasons that Hiranyakashipu was liberated was that he was thinking of his son. He was annoyed, that's a euphemism, with his son, and tried to kill him, but he was thinking of a pure devotee. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments and he says, he was absorbed in thinking of a pure devotee, even though he was trying to kill him. It's one of the reasons that he attained the ultimate liberation. So, for us who are fond of Krishna, otherwise why would you be here? Drive through traffic at 5 in the afternoon to come here to sit in a cramped condition? It's because you're fond of Krishna. That can be capitalized on. That little fondness, giving some service, thinking in the way Prahlad Maharaj gave service, and what his mood was, what his teachings were, and that's why we're all here. Now one may think, I'm very busy. That's okay. It can be done. This was predicted thousands of years ago, Prayanal Payushashabhya, that mostly people will be distracted in this age. This is said by the sages at Naimisharanya at the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam. So what they decided to do was to hear from Sutta Goswami everything he had heard from Shukadeva Goswami speaking to Maharaj Parikshit. It was a recount of everything he heard. Came out perfectly because he was blessed by his teachers and he was perfectly pure. Saumya, he was a gentle soul. He had imbibed everything from his teachers. So he could hear properly from Shukadeva Goswami. He told the sages at Naimisharanya. And that vibration that he made there is called Nigranta. Nigranta means the most important thing that you can hear in this world. There are a lot of radio stations you can listen to. There are a lot of podcasts, a lot of TV stations. What else is there in the world? YouTube. I already said TED Talk. But there's one vibration that separates the noise from what's most important. By the way, noise is a nautical term. It comes from the word nausea, which comes from Sanskrit nau, N-A-U-H, which means a boat on the water. And noise means randomness that doesn't relate to God. And when you listen to random sound from any old person for any old reason, just to fill your head with something so you don't have to think about all your worries going around in your head, then you become overwhelmed with anxiety. And the sages predicted that this would be the age of distraction. So they asked the question, how will people come out of this in the age of Kali when there are so many distractions and bad ideas? Anarto pasanam sakshat bhakti yoga madhoksaje lokasya janato vidvams chakre satvata samhitam. There's a particular writing, and that's the Srimad Bhagavatam, that is recommended in the Srimad Bhagavatam as the panacea for all of one's anxieties. Not just to overcome anxieties, but to excite the original love of God that's there within the heart of every living being just by hearing it. That's why we're promoting Srimad Bhagavatam all over the world. In fact, right now, in case you haven't seen it somewhere on the internet, we're engaging communities everywhere to hold up a sign that says what our goal is for Bhadra Purnima, which is in September, to distribute between now and then 100,008 Srimad Bhagavatam sets. How much is that in dollar amount? 100,000, and just say they cost $200 each. 20 million, that's nothing. Uh-oh. I'm afraid of notes. I know. So what we're doing is we're connecting with those like all of you, all of us together around the world, around the clock, because we have to keep moving because the sun keeps moving and people wake up at different times. So we're constantly looking for the time zone where we can connect with people in different countries. We talk to them and we're creating a network all over the world through which we can distribute at least 100,008 full sets of Srimad Bhagavatam in every language that we have available. I'll just say that the Srimad Bhagavatam first canto just came out in Arabic. The first canto is about to come out in Japanese. And we already have the Bhagavatam full set, all 12 cantos, in German, in Spanish, in French. Hindi hai. You can name all the Indian languages. Tamil. Ah. This is a power center right here you're sitting in. Here, this community is responsible for distributing millions of books. And this is one of our main purposes. Because that was what was stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Make this sound by Chakre Sattvata Samhitam. Make sure you make this available to people. So for anyone who wants to make a sankalpa, no, we're not asking for money. What we're doing is we're offering an opportunity. If you want to engage in the activity, tell you how it works. Sankalpa means you just make a pledge to yourself and to Krishna, because this little card has a place where you can put your name and you can put the number of Srimad Bhagavatams that you would like to endeavor to distribute during this period between now and Bhadra Purnima. And we're going to offer it for you to Lord Narasimhadeva. We're going to put it in a box in front of him, and then the Pujari, who is very much liked by the deities, because he gave up his whole life in order to stay here and just serve them 24 hours a day, which he does, sometimes not even sleeping. He's going to offer these to Lord Narasimhadeva personally and ask him to recognize your efforts and to empower you. So in this way, we have a philosophy of a lot of devotees each doing a little. So your sankalpa, this is just suggestion, you can put whatever you want. The cipher or zero was invented in India. So we say something more than zero and not less than one, you put on here. And if you increase that by putting the zeros after the one, all the better, because suddenly you'll feel that you have an obligation to Krishna. And that's one of the best ways you can possibly keep your mind fixed on him. Because if you walk away with a zero, then you won't have to think of Krishna. But if you put a one or anything above that, you're going to feel, Krishna, I have to fulfill this. I promise to you on your appearance day. And then Krishna is going to respond by reciprocating with you in your heart. What do you think? Scary? If you say, yeah, it's good. It should be a little scary. So if you don't have a pen, we will give you a free Mont Blanc from Hong Kong pen. Okay, so it seems like things are going on automatic here, and here's Malini Devi Dasi. Notice the color coordination between the basket and that's done on purpose. As we speak, we're passing cards out. Feel free to peruse it. Actually, I used to think peruse meant to look at something casually, but it really means to look at something very carefully and deeply. Peruse it, see what it means and what you feel. Yes? There's a good, important question in the front row. Krishna Saka asked, does it mean that I promise to sponsor the number that I put on there? Or does it mean that I'll engage in distributing it? Or it could mean that you invite somebody else to do it, to get it done. It means once you make the sankalpa, one way or the other, yena tena prakarena, one way or another, you'll get it done. Whether you induce somebody else to do it, whether you do it yourself, whether you empty out your piggy bank and say, I was going to spend this on ice cream, but since I'm going on a diet anyway, I'm going to spend it on Srimad Bhagavatams. Any way that you can. Would you like to mention more? Is that sufficient? Did you want something, it's a little tapasya for the Lord's appearance day? Was this okay? Only 3 people said yes. I'm feeling a little worried. Okay. All right. So once we have these, we'll also, because we have face recognition, we'll make sure that you get fed. Otherwise, no, I'm just kidding. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, there's another thing is that once you fill in your number, during the Narasimha Arati, everybody can line up here and they can go towards the altar and give your pledge card to our dear Pujari, who is none other than Her Grace Nirakula Mataji. And you can hand her the card and she will actually put it at Lord Narasimhadev's feet. So just wanted to let you know that.
Your pledge is your wedge. The wedge is one of the most important tools in human society. There's a small end, like a knife has a very, very small end, smaller the better, and then it expands in size. When you make a pledge, it opens for you a place in service to the Lord. And when you make that pledge and the Lord accepts your service, it's likely to expand into something that will allow you entrance into the association of those who are deeply engaged in service. And from that position, you'll make rapid advancement in this lifetime, which can be the difference between living a life in which one feels that one has missed the opportunity and feeling like you're part of something greater than yourself, which is a campaign to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. Yes.
Hare Krishna. So those who are not here, first can we move forward?
I thought you said, those who are not here, raise your hand.
Yep.
I got it from Madhavananda. Okay, go ahead.
So if you can, actually, we'll send out the QR code tomorrow. Malini's email will be going out. You can look out for that email. So if you're not here, please feel free to scan the QR code or you can fill out the form. There will be a form link. So whatever works for you, so you can sign up your pledges. We want to make sure that you are very well included as well. And I know personally why we chose this day, because Lord Narasimhadeva, gives us a chance to tell him that I am yours and give me the courage to do unlimited sets, right? So that's why she is encouraging everyone to fill out the Sankalpa card today. So you get the courage that's really required and you will feel the presence of it. Hare Krishna.
Now
we will have request devotees to put away the cushions in the back and we'll gather near Prabhupada, and you have literally 5 minutes for that. So less than 5 minutes, if we can have mothers come on the right side of Prabhupada if you're facing Prabhupada, and all the Prabhus on the left side. And if you have all the bags and everything, please put it away. Thank you so much, and we look forward to for the MSF offering. Hare Krishna.
we're gathering around for an offering. I'm clueless.
She asked me to help you if you need anything.
Okay.
How was the yoga in San Francisco?
It was pretty far out. It went really well.
Fantastic.
Harakarangi, and we
I wish I
did
could
it in
have been
that
there.
new bottom room.
I saw a picture Ken sent me.
It was far out.
Yeah, it looked amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that.
Well, I'd like to spend more time there. It's great. Also,
too.
Santa Cruz.
Huh?
Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
You made a big splash down there.
Yeah, that went well.
That could be We'll be starting in 30 seconds. So we're first order is we're gathering in the back of the temple room. If you can hear me, raise your hand. If you can hear me, say shh. If you can hear me, raise your hand. If you can hear me, say shh. If you can hear me, say shh. This is an offering to Srila Prabhupada, the results of our mini marathon for Lord Narasimhadeva's appearance day. We're going to be doing that right here. Just after that, we'll be starting the Artik, along with accepting the pledges that we're going to offer to Lord Narasimhadeva. So we're going to go right from this to the Artik. So if you can all come closer, you'll witness an offering of love to our founder Acharya in what he liked most, which was preaching. And incidentally, it's what Prahlad Maharaj considered the most valuable kind of service, which is giving other people an opportunity to take to Krishna consciousness. And now I'll hand it over to our leader of the Bhakti community, Hare Krishna.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept our most humble obeisances at the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace. On the most auspicious occasion of Sri Narasimha Chaturdashi, the appearance day of Lord Sri Lakshmi Narasimhadeva, we are gathered here to offer the results of our 2026 monthly Sankirtan festival titled MSF of Sincere Prayers. From Srimad Bhagavatam 7.6.24 purport. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 18.55, one can understand the Supreme Personality as He is only by devotional service. Prahlad Maharaj ultimately instructed his class friends, the sons of demons, to accept the process of devotional service by preaching the science of Krishna consciousness to everyone. Preaching is the best service to the Lord. The Lord will immediately be extremely satisfied with one who engages in his service of preaching Krishna consciousness. This is confirmed by the Lord himself in Bhagavad Gita. There is no servant in this world more dear to me than he, nor will there ever be one more dear. If one sincerely tries his best to spread Krishna consciousness by preaching the glories of the Lord and his supremacy, even if he is imperfectly educated, he becomes the dearmost servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is Bhakti. The ISV outreach programs aims to bring Sri Prabhupada's teaching to people where they live, study and work, while strengthening spiritual connection, leadership development and community care. Vaishnava Sangha Lava or VSL is a metric that measures the number of times a newcomer comes into association with Vaishnavas through participation in devotional service class. Bhakti Vriksha programs are focused on inspiring traditional Indian seekers to meet in homes and discuss the message of Bhagavad Gita. Bhakti Vriksha and Japa classes were held at Los Gatos, Mountain House, Milpitas, San Jose and Fremont, as well as online classes. We are very happy to report that this MSF, the Bhakti Vriksha and Japa teams conducted 164 classes and collected 3,291 Vaishnava Sangha Lavas. Hari Bol. University outreach provides intellectually grounded, interdisciplinary engagement that integrates scientific insights with holistic spiritual wisdom for students and faculty across the Bay Area and Northern California. University classes were held at Stanford and San Jose State University. We are very happy to report that this MSF, the university outreach teams conducted 7 events and collected 3,989 Vaishnava Sangha lavas. Corporate outreach team is focused on providing valuable scientific and holistic spiritual knowledge to the corporate community in the Bay Area and across North America. Corporate classes were conducted at San Francisco and online across North America. We are very happy to report that this MSF, the corporate outreach team conducted 9 events and collected 6,144 Vaishnava Sangha lavas. Farm outreach is focused on engaging families and local nature-based communities through seva, farm tours, and spiritually uplifting outdoor experiences at Bhakti Farms, Carmel Valley. We are happy to report that this MSF, the farm outreach team, conducted 3 events and collected 5,320 Vaishnava Sangha lavas. Bhakti Community Australia continued its weekly programs in Melbourne and online for the benefit of spiritual seekers across Australia. We are very happy to report that this MSF, Bhakti Community Australia, conducted 14 classes and collected 8,705 Vaishnava Sangha lavas. Comunidad Bhakti, the Bhakti community for Spanish-speaking people, continue to conduct Bhakti classes for the newcomers across South America. We are very happy to report that this MSF, Comunidad Bhakti, conducted 25 classes and collected 42,100 Vaishnava Sangha lavas. The Bhakti community Silicon Valley is focused on inspiring non-traditionalists to learn and practice Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti community Silicon Valley conducted in-person programs in Bay Area and online across North America. We are happy to report that this MSF, Bhakti community Silicon Valley, conducted 57 classes and collected 16,285 Vaishnava Sangha lavas. Overall, ISV outreach programs conducted 238 classes and collected 33,800 Vaishnava Sangha lavas. We are extremely grateful to all the volunteers, speakers, and mentors who work tirelessly every day to fulfill Srila Prabhupada's mission. We humbly seek blessings from you, Srila Prabhupada, and all your assembled disciples and Vaishnavas to bless ISV outreach teams so that we can spread your message to all over North America. And finally, we offer our most heartful gratitude to His Grace Vaisesika Prabhu and Her Grace Nirakula Mataji, only because of your presence, leadership, and constant inspiration that ISV outreach team continues to thrive and succeed. Hari Bol. ISV outreach team gets the opportunity to serve newcomers due to the tireless efforts of book distribution team. Now, Her Grace Malini Mataji will present the book distribution results.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept our most humble obeisances at the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace. The goals of this MSF of sincere prayers, which spanned across almost 5 weeks, were to distribute at least 50 Srimad Bhagavatam sets and to brainstorm for the Bhadra Purnima campaign. The highlights of this MSF are Kids and Parents Sankirtan team continued their dedicated efforts to distribute Srimad Bhagavatam, and they had multiple outings for kids door to door. In total, they distributed 122 Srimad Bhagavatam sets, 3 Chaitanya Charitamrita sets, and they accrued 8,978.75 in book points, and they collected $9,925.30 in donations. Youth Sankirtan team continued to work towards their new yearly goal of accruing at least 11,000 book points by the end of this year, which includes 50 Srimad Bhagavatam sets. They covered various events such as Earth Day festivals, street festivals, Holi, Ugadi, farmers markets, door-to-door, Indian store, restaurants, and Hindu temples. They distributed this MSF 13 Srimad Bhagavatam sets. They accrued 1,352 in book points, and they collected $2,486.14 in Lakshmi. Team Motel Gita participated in Hotel Owners Convention and distributed many books, including 2 Srimad Bhagavatams. And this time, they collected $4,730 in Lakshmi as well. Conversations are underway to start Motel Gita program in South America and in India. This MSF, in total, they distributed 3,000 Bhagavad Gitas, which were dispatched all over North America. Western Sankirtan team's traveling Sankirtan party covered Northern California, Oregon, Seattle, Utah, and distributed more than 100 Srimad Bhagavatam sets and thousands of books. Another team traveled to Southern California for a Lebanese festival where they distributed hundreds of Arabic books as well. They covered spots like Living Expo, San Francisco Chocolate Festival, San Francisco Eid Festival, Metro India Milpitas, Cherry Blossom Festival in Cupertino, and many downtowns. In total, Western Sankirtan team accrued 14,952.25 in book points, which includes 125 Srimad Bhagavatam sets and 18 Chaitanya Charitamrita sets. In total, they collected $31,540.26 in Lakshmi this month. Team ISV held a special festival on Akshaya Tritiya, where devotees poured their hearts to support for Bhadra campaign using the new interactive display of pot and the coins. And in this event, Team ISV raised over $90,000 in donations. The team is meeting for weekly brainstorming sessions for the Bhadra Purnima campaign as well. As we make this offering of the MSF results, we are pleased to report that all goals have been successfully met, surpassed, and smashed. For your pleasure, Srila Prabhupada, with respect to books, in all, more than 200 devotees participated in book distribution, and Team ISV accrued 25,562 in book points, which includes 263 Srimad Bhagavatam sets, 21 Chaitanya Charitamrita sets, and Team ISV collected $44,340.70 in Lakshmi. And in addition to this is in addition to the $90,000 that was collected during the donation program on Akshaya Tritiya. We want to thank all the Sankirtan devotees who have dedicated their lives to distributing your books. And we are grateful to all of your disciples at ISV who encourage us to carry on this book distribution. And our deepest gratitude to our beloved Vaisesika Prabhu and Nirakula Mataji, who are the life and soul of Team ISV. Hariva! Today we would like to end with a prayer. Dear Lord Narasimhadeva and dear Srila Prabhupada, on this auspicious day, we make a special prayer at your lotus feet. If you so desire, please empower us to distribute at least 7,301 Srimad Bhagavatam sets by Bhadra Purnima. Please help us increase our capacity so that we can expand this Sankirtan movement far and wide. Please remove all obstacles on our path to please you. MSF of sincere prayers ki. Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki. Shriman Mahaprabhu ki. Shri Shri Lakshmi Narasimhadeva ki. Srila Prabhupada ki. Gaura Premanande.
Special recognition to the leaders of these initiatives, Jai Madhava Prabhu, Pavani Bhakti, working on Bhakti community. Malini Devi Dasi, our dear Shri Krishna Purushottam, and the leaders who are taking charge. No guts, no glory means we have to take risks in order to do something wonderful. And constantly you're risking your own peace of mind to do the Lord's work. We're deeply grateful to you for your leadership, and may Lord Narasimhadeva bless and protect you and help you fulfill all your desires to expand unlimitedly, to develop a place where people feel satisfied to come and take to Krishna consciousness is your heart's desire, whatever culture they're from. And to Malini, SKP, and all the other leaders to beat Mayapur. Hariva. Thank you very much. Lord Narasimhadeva ki jai. Gaur Premanande Haribo.
So next we request devotees, those who have a pledge card, and we will have the satari going out. Prabhu will be passing out satari on the altar. So, and Mother Nirkala will be collecting your cards if you have it in your hand. So please come behind the arches, and just like what we did on Akshaya Tritiya, you just come behind the arches and come in the front row. So if you can line up, please let the mothers and seniors come in the front. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
We'll get started.
Okay. Go back. Okay, I just need lyrics. Ki bajayo jaya gaura chander arati ka shobha Ki Bhajaya Jaya Gaura Chander Arati Shobha. Janavitatavane Jagamanaloba. Janavitatavane Jagamanaloba. Kibadaki Ninitai Chan Vame Gadadara Kibadaki Ninitai Chan Vame Gadadara Nikate Advaita Srini Vasa Chatradara Nikate Advaita Srini Vasa Chatradara Ibabosi Ache Gaura Chand Ratnasimhasane Kibabosi Ache Gaura Chand Ratnasimhasane Arati Kore na Brahma Adi Devagani Arati Kore na Brahma Adi Devagani
Kibanara Hari Adi Kori Chamara Dulaya Kibanara Hari Adi Kori Chamara Dulaya Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Goshadiga Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Goshadiga Shiva Shanga Baje Ganta Baje Baje Karatal Shiva Shanga Baje Ganta Baje Baje Karatal Madhura Mridanga Baje Paramarasal Madhura Mridanga Baje Paramarasal Shanga Baje Gantur Baje Madhur Baje Madhur 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 Baje Shanga Baje Ganta Baje Madhur 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 Baje Shanga baje, ganta baje, madhur 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 baje. Shiva bahu koti chandra jini, badana ujjwal. Shiva bahu koti chandra kini vadana ujjwala. Mala deshe vana mala kore jalamala. Jala deshe vana mala kore jalamala. Shiva Shukanarada Preme Gada Gada Shiva Shiva Shukanarada Preme Gada Gada Bhakati Vinoda Deke Gaurara Sampada Thakur Bhakati Vinoda Deke Gaurara Sampada Shiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chandir Arati Kashoba Shiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chandir Arati Kashoba Jagamanaloga Janabitatabane Jagamanaloga Jaga Jana Jaga Jana Manologa Nitya Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Nitya Hari Bo Nitya Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Nitya Hari Bo Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Saya Bhutale Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Kartarine Nirvishesha Shunya Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare
जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र शतश्री श्रीमद् अभय चरणार विंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajkaracharya Ashtotara Shata Shri Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Maharaj ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Sham Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki Shri Vrindavan Dham ki Shri Mayapur Navadvip Dham ki पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की सामवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga, Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Pralada lada daine Pralada lada daine Hiranyakashipur Vakshaha Hiranyakashipur Vakshaha Shilatanka Nakalaye Shilatanka Nakalaye Ita Nishingha Parata Nishingha Ita Nishingha Parata Nishingha Yato yato yami tato nishingha Yato yato yami tato nishingha Bahe nishingha hridaye nishingha Bahe nishingha hridaye nishingha Narasinghamadem sharanam prapade Narasinghamadem sharanam prapade Tava kara kamalavare nakham adhuta shingam dalita hiranyakashipu tanubengam keshavadrita narahari rupa jai jagadisha hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Tava karakamala varenakam adhuta shringam dalita hiranya kashipu tanubengam Kesavadeta Narahare Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Kesavadeta Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Nrishingadev, 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 Jai Nrishingadev. Jaya Prasad Maharaj, Prasad Maharaj, Prasad Maharaj, Jaya Prasad Maharaj. Jaya Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Shri Bhakti Vigna Vinash Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki, Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki, Nitai Gaura Premanande.
Can I just get a little bit? Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki jai, Bhaktaraj Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bo. I know why you are here on Thursday. Because you are sincere and you are serious. And you are here to commit yourself, and that is your courage. That's why you are all here. So please give a big round of applause for yourself. I know each of you wants to only tell Lord Narasimhadeva one thing, and only one thing. I know what is that. That I am yours. Is that right? That's right. So everything that when you come here and when you tell the Lord, I'm yours, so everything that we do at ISV, that is also yours. Correct? So we have lots of activities happening. I would really like to encourage you, if you are on our mailing list, if you're not, please take, tomorrow we'll be sending it out, then how did you like the festival? What did you want to see it differently? How was your experience? So tell us about it. Are you part of any ISV activities? Are you aware of the outreach that happens at ISV? So let's fill out that survey and let us know who you are, and especially those devotees who have come in last 2 to 3 years. If you're not in our mailing list, we may not be able to reach you. So let's take few moments tomorrow to fill out this survey. I will really appreciate that. And then we can actually keep you posted with everything that happens at ISV. Beside that, is Ratiprada in house? Okay, if we can, Ratiprada can come forward, please. Rati, that's you. Okay. So I want to actually, while Rati comes up, I wanted to acknowledge today's sponsors. The outfit has been sponsored by Krishna Sakha Prabhu and Kamalakshi Mataji. And they are seeking the blessings so they can stay at remote job in ISV so they can continue their Sankirtan mission. So please bless them. If you see them, give them your regards as well. I also wanted to thank all the devotees, those who've been working here, and some of devotees are also playing hooky from work. So thank you for staying and helping out. And I know it's a weekday, so we will keep you longer. It's a huge South Indian feast, including the Malkote Pulia Garam Masala, which has been flown in from the Pujari of the Narasimhadev temple. So we have Radhavalla Prabhu was able to get that specific Ramaswamy, who was the main Pujari, who has learned from the lineages. So we're going to have the Puliagaro from that today. And we have Sambar, Idlis, Uttapam. So it's a go wild. It's a South Indian feast. Amazing. It's so many things. I know it's almost the breakfast time, so don't drool too much. Hare Krishna. All right. Is Rati here? Okay. Rati, I don't want to put you on the spot, but can you tell us what do you do in the back end for the festivals?
So, Hare Krishna everyone, happy Nishinga Chaturdashi. Before a festival, there's a lot of planning that goes on, and each person involved is very much sincerely planning, and especially for cooking the feast, there's a lot of things that goes on, like buying the groceries and cutting, chopping. We have a wonderful cutting, chopping team. And then we have decorations and garland making, vase making for festivals. And we have a whole team for that. They discuss the designs for many, many hours. And they have lots of volunteers who come. And the day before a festival is just like a festival because everyone comes together happily and does their service for the pleasure of their lordships and Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So you heard from our youngest member, and I would like to invite now, thank you, Radhi Prada. And I would like to invite, actually, do you know, I want to mention something. Rati Prada oversees the garlands for the festival, and she prints out the picture of each flowers that she needs. And that's what goes to Shamarupa Prabhu, who goes to the San Francisco market at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. and be here by 8 a.m. to get to the job. So meticulous she does it, so it gets so quick to purchase. So thank you, Rati Prada, for all your details. And love is in details. Okay. Now let's hear from Sukhamala Mataji. I know I don't want to keep you, but you still have a few minutes, so I'm helping you. Come on, Sukhamala Mataji, tell us. This is not, I didn't pay them, or it's not pre-planned either.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Happy Narasimha Chaturdashi. Oh, yeah. So, I've been kind of heading the cooking and prepping team, the chopping and prepping team for a number of years, and I have such a nice group of devotees who I send out a message about 2 days before and tell them, if you're available even for 2 or 3 hours, please come, and everyone shows up. Everyone shows up. So what used to take us from 4 till about 11 in the night, it's now like we are done by 8 or 8:30. And we have a wonderful team that always shows up no matter what. So thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Sukhamala Mataji. So next festival, we'll hear from the different department, but you should just have a taste of what goes on behind the scene and how you can participate, because everyone is welcome and everyone doing little bit each is the motto of ISV. So without delay, if you would like to sponsor the feast, we have Sri Gopal Prabhu, or even you can talk to myself, or, right here, Sri Gopal Prabhu. Please give him a round of applause also. So please let us know if you would like to pledge. And if you have those Sankalpa card that you could not give it to us, please bring it to on Sunday or even the very auspicious day of Purushottam Mass is coming up. That is also on the Sunday, the May 15th. So you can bring it on that auspicious day as well. So now I'll give it to Vaisesika Prabhu. Thank you very much, Vaisesika Prabhu.
Sharira Vidya Jal Jodendriya Tahikal Jibepile Vishasha Gare Dharma Deti Vaiti Loba Moy Sudurmati Take Jeta Katina Shangshare Krishna Badadoya Moy Puri Bari Chipaja Shra Prasad Nadilo Bai Shayanamrita Pao Radha Krishna Gunagao Preme Dako Chaitanya Nita Vaire Ekadina Shanti Pure. Everyone. Prabhu Advaita Hare. Dui Prabhu Bhajane Shiva. Shakori Aswadana. Prabhu Bhole Bhaktasana. Krishna Swadhila Hena Shakaswadhane Krishna Prema Aishevane Se Preme Koro Aswadhana Jada Buddhi Parihari Hare Hare Bolo Sarvajan Ma Prasade Govinde Nama Prasade Maisare Sapa Punya Patam Bhajan Vishwaso Navajayate Prasade Sarvadikana Malidaso Pajayate Prasanate Kusunya Tu Kunipaya Patisate Sayupa Visasa Skanda Vasavankar Charchitaha Udita Bodhinata Savamaya Venai Shitamri Shitampati Shitamganta Deveshata Prapti Matrena Bhoktavyam Nadesha Niya Matta Tata Kala Niya Matta Tapraptamana Samsite Bhoktare Hare Abrave Bhagavad Shri Mahaprasad Ki Gaur Premanande Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Can I say it? Please come take prasadam. Haribo. Prasadam would be served in the picnic area. Just go straight out this door that says maximum capacity 216. Take a sharp right, and you'll run right into it. Thank you very much for coming, everybody. Hare Krishna. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 4:30 a.m. Bhapidam natavara vapurka. Barhapidam natavara vapurkarnayo karnikaram. Bibradvasa kandata kapisham vaijayam tim shamalam. Randram Venur Atarasudayan Kabindar Vrindaranyam Swapadaramanam Pravisha Gita Kirti Tavakatam Ritam Taptajivanam Tavividitam Kalmashapaham Sharanamangalam Srimadapatam Buddhiganantiye Buddhidadana Krishna Kirtana Gana Natana Kala Pato Jani Brajita Sabhata Baliham Prasurata Viharasadam Kalanandikaladvani rahatu me Jiva maru prangane Jite kanya kayani te tabalanda Lila suda swaduni Elo junika kedaya vishadaya Romila damodaya Shamyat shastra vivadaya rasadaya Chita pito madaya Shashvat bhakti vinodaya samadaya Madhurya maya daya Shite kanya daya nite tavakaya Bhuyaramando daya Yako mara harasa eva hivara Da eva chaitra shaha Nilamdamalate surabaya Rodhatambamila Sachai vasmita tapitatra surata Vyapara lila vido Devaro rasi verasi tarukale Shabane parikshira bhavan Vaisesika Kirtane Alaga smagane tarangri bhajane Lakshmi bhuttu bhujane Akrurasva vibandane katipati Dasye tasasye juna Sarvasvatmani vedane balirabu Krishna pire shampara Arajyo bhagavan rajesha dhanaya Tadama vrindavanam Yata Chirupasana Vrajavadu Varkena Yakalpita Srimad Bhagavatam Pramana Mamalam Prema Kumarto Maham Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamidam Tadragarana Para Malana Mashanirilam Naravara Bhavanam Swajano Satam Shiti Bhujam Shasta Swapitro Shishu Vidyurbhojapate Virara Vidusham Tattvam Param Yoginam Dantendriya Kala Sarpa Patali Prottatadam Shayate Vishvam Purnam Sukayate Vidimahen Dragishakitayate Kacharunyata Kachabai Baba Bata Dangora Meva Suna Yomam Dustara Gehani Jalamaha Tupara Paraklama Sadhya Samradayam Mudi Prakitita Swari Kripara Chubi Vidyatma Sarojanindi Charana Prantam Prapadya Swayam Shidamodara Satchakara Tamaha Chaitanya Chandram Bhaje Asammaho charanarenu jusham mahamsyam Vrindavane kimapi gulmalakaushadinam Yadusya jansajanam aryapatam shahitva Vejur mukunda padavim shutibim imbrindhyam Evam Bhuvana Virahatura Vrisham Rajasriya Krishna Vishaktamanasa Tisrijalajam Rudusma Susvaram Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Trayachantani Kuttischa Sankhya Yogaischa Sattvatai Upakidya Manamahatmyam Hari Samanyathatmajam Gopremanande Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Vanchakapadevasya Kripasindabevacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Lakshmi Nrsimha Mahaprasad Ki Jai. Please come take prasadam.